with you, Jesse. Obviously, to the absolute heartbreak of your old fan base here, you came off the bench and scored an absolute worldie. How do you feel?
Yeah, over the moon. I got a brilliant reception when I came on. I had a good time at West Ham. But obviously, I got to move on with Man United, and I've got to do my best for Man United. So, like I said, I've been working hard, and to overcome last week, weren't easy, but to get some minutes today and score was brilliant.
Do you feel like that is a little bit of retribution for yourself? You just brought it up what happened midweek. You got to make it up to the fans today.
Yeah, mistakes happen in football, and that's one of the only mistakes I've probably made in my career in football. But you got to overcome them things. Things happen. You got to bounce back like we did today.
David, for you, one hell of a moment really at the end there. When you saw Mark Noble coming off the bench, did you think he was going to take the penalty?
No, to be honest, I saw Rice with the ball. So I was expecting him to take the penalty. Then I saw Noble coming with the ball. So it was the last minute of the game, make the save. So great goal from Jesse. He deserves, to be honest, and massive 3 points for us.
What was going through your head at that moment?
Just save the ball, save the penalty, help the team to win. It's always difficult to play here against West Ham, so I'm really, really happy.
The atmosphere here was incredible today. Tell us about the game in general, because like you say, it's a difficult place to come. That was quite a battle you're in.
It was a really tough game. They scored a first goal, but I think after 5-10 minutes we scored a goal, so it was a good moment to score, but I think both teams had good chances to score. Again, great goal from Jesse, and the save from the penalty, so great, massive.
Jesse, from your perspective, did you feel like Manchester United earned a penalty, 1, 2 or perhaps 3 like Cristiano Ronaldo wanted?
Yeah, obviously I've not seen them back, but they look like pens, but you can never tell on the pitch. So things like that, you got to overcome them moments. You got to bounce back, and adapt really quickly, and that's what we did.
Ronaldo's goal as well. We saw another connection between him and Bruno. It's a partnership that's working out very well.
Yeah, they've been obviously with the national team, and they've got a good understanding. So to bring it to club level, bring for us, and Cristiano's always going to score goals, and he's always in the right place at the right time.
It continues your unbeaten start to the season. It's going well so far. How important was this win away from home today?
It's, like I say, a massive 3 points. We were speaking in the dressing room that we have to take the 3 points. That's the most important thing, and we performed well. It's amazing, to be honest, the 3 points of today. Yeah, great.
Congratulations to both of you. Thank you.
Jesse Lingard, the match winner, the first time he scored in successive Premier League games for Manchester United since Jose Mourinho's final game and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first game. But David De Gea, the hero with the penalty save. Let's bring in the former Premier League referee Dermot Gallagher, because there are plenty of decisions to discuss here, Dermot. Let's get straight into it. Luke Shaw. Martin Atkinson didn't give it, then was advised to go over. Did he get the right decision in the end?
Yeah, I think he did, Steve. I think when you put your arm out like that, people said it's close, but once your arm's out that far and it strikes it, it's always going to be a penalty. I told at the start of the season that that's not a natural position, I don't think, for him to be there where he is. See his arms out, blocks the ball, and Darren England quite rightly alerted Martin, recommended a review. Martin goes to the review panel and gives a penalty correctly.
Dermot, I agree that it's a penalty, but I don't agree that it's not a natural position, because if it wasn't a natural position, then he wouldn't be in it. He's not trying to dive and stop the ball. At what point, I'm just finding it hard. Listen, as I say, I think it's a penalty. But my problem being is there's going to be something slightly less than that, and then it's, that's on the threshold. Because it is we are going to get players, and we do get players defending with their hands behind their back because of that reason. I'm just worried about the threshold here.
Yeah, I agree with Mike. We don't want to see players defending with hands behind the back because it doesn't look good. It's not conducive to the betterment of their game. But I think when you put your arm out like that, in the referee's view, that's not where it should be if you're defending the ball. They see his arm goes out. It's so far away from his body. It clearly blocks the flight of the ball. And they were told at the start of the season, the teams, if that happens, a penalty is going to be given. I think this falls well within that category.
OK, and it was given. Tim, would you have fancied being in Mark Noble's situation, though?
No, as a player, I wouldn't have wanted to do it. Mark's having limited game time at the moment. He's in the swan song of his career.
Final season, isn't it?
Yeah, so he's come on. He's obviously got the confidence. His face looked confident. I mean, he took the ball off Declan Rice, who thought he was going to take it because he was.
And David De Gea thought he was going to take it.
Yes, exactly. And Declan scored. He stepped up and scored before. I'm sure it's added pressure on Mark coming on. You know, he's played loads of games for the football club. He's a legend there. He knows he's coming towards the end, but I mean, De Gea just guesses right, and it's not a fantastic penalty. I mean, he strikes it okay, but it's at a very good height for De Gea, and he makes a good save. And unfortunately, we talk about small margins. David Moyes has to admit he's got it wrong there.
Michael, including shootouts, and obviously we saw a big Europa League one, David De Gea hadn't saved for club and country any of his 40 previous penalties before that. Would that have been in David Moyes' mind?
Well, he might as well took it. David Moyes.
I don't think in David Moyes' mind he's purely thinking, right, what's going to give us the best chance? Who is going to give us the best chance of scoring a goal? He's looked at who's on the pitch. I think Declan Rice had the ball under his arm, ready to take it, and he's probably thought, don't get me wrong, he's taken that into consideration, that Noble is cold and he's obviously on the bench and all the rest of it. But on balance, thinking, well, he's probably by far the best penalty taker we've got. Balance that with him being cold, that's the decision I'm going to make. And he's made it. And do you know what? I actually I love the whole drama of it. I love the way we're bringing a sub on to take a penalty. I actually thought if he had scored, and the way he jogged on as if, right, I mean, imagine the confidence running through his veins being asked to do that.
But the other side of the story is
then,
how will Declan Rice be feeling?
Exactly.
Well, he's not the penalty taker, though, is
He
he?
is. He took a penalty and he scored. He's on the pitch.
He's
He's got the ball under his arm. He's confident he's going to stick it. It's a massive slap in the face of Declan Rice.
Do you think?
Huge slap in the face.
Yeah. He missed his last one. He missed his last one.
You would see his face now. I mean, it's a massive. I think it's a poor decision from. He's made a rod for his own back here, David Moyes, because he's only going to get criticised. He would have been a hero. I'm talking about fine margins.
Yeah.
Hero if it works. It didn't. Unfortunately, you've got to take the ref.
Okay, right, Dermot, back to you again. How many penalties could Cristiano Ronaldo have had in that game?
I think one.
No. One?
Yeah.
Go on then, talk us through them.
I think this one's a penalty. I think, if you make a challenge like that, it's a penalty. But I think the referee feels that Soufal is pulling out and that he feels that Ronaldo initiated the contact himself. But I wouldn't have been surprised if a penalty was given.
So, Derm, you think that one was a penalty?
Yes, he does, yeah.
Right, OK, well, this has to be a non-penalty then, of course.
Well, I don't think this is a penalty, no.
No, I agree with this one.
No.
Derm, so you only think there's one, so you think that this last one is not a penalty?
I think he's going down very, very early. If you look at him, I think he's already made up his mind he's going down. At this point there, he's already going down, I think. And I think Martin Atkinson's got the best view because he's right behind him. He sees him. Just the shape there.
He's got to go down. I mean, look at the ball. The ball doesn't change. There's no contact to the ball. Martin Atkinson must have seen that, and he must think that Ronaldo has dived. If he thinks he's dived, you've got to book him. Why don't he book him? He's not dived. That's a nailed-on penalty. More of a nailed-on penalty than the other one.
I agree with Dermot. I think he is going down, but that surely doesn't mean he can't still be fouled. He's anticipating the foul. I mean, I thought
How many of the three did you think was a penalty?
Two. I thought that last one was 100%. The first one was probably 70%, and then the one that wasn't given about 20%. I thought probably on balance 2.
Okay, let's even this up, Dermot, because I'm sure David Moyes will say at 1-1, Aaron Wan-Bissaka made a challenge that the West Ham manager, I think, will, without putting words in his mouth, will feel this was a penalty. Did you think this was a West Ham penalty?
I did. I wondered, was he offside, Yarmolenko, but they watched, the assistant hasn't given offside. No offside was given, I saw that. I fully expect the penalty, but for some reason the referee feels that Souček has committed a foul because he gave a free kick out.
Dan, but what about Darren England and VAR with that particular instance? Because I'm sure, again, West Ham will ask that question.
Yeah, well, I think once the VAR is looking at it, he asked the referee what he's seen on the field, and the referee said, I've seen a foul by Souček himself. So he said that's come first, so he's given that, and the VAR then is eliminated because he will say, well, the first foul was by the West Ham player.
Tim, if you were David Moyes, you would feel a little aggrieved to say the least there, would you?
Absolutely, a penalty. 100%. 100% penalty.
And that's at 1-1.
Wan-Bissaka doesn't even see him. He doesn't see him coming. He tries to just play the ball and he just collides into him. I understand what Dermot's saying. Souček puts his body there, but listen, he's entitled to put his body wherever he wants. It doesn't mean that Wan-Bissaka has to kick through the back of his legs. It's a penalty.
Leon Osman made a good point in commentary because it has happened quite a few times that players will see a tackle approaching, no intention of playing the ball, and actually just, get in front of that tackle and get brought down. And he makes a good point because it is happening a fair bit, but that is a penalty in my opinion, and the referee's probably missed 3 penalties that he should have given.
OK, Dermot, thank you very much indeed. So much to talk about in that one. And, of course, Jesse Lingard, back at the club that revitalised him last season on loan, scoring this goal, Michael, to eventually win it.
Stunning. Absolutely stunning. I mean, he just takes a half, he puts it back onto his right, he takes a touch and then just staggers in the way he's about to hit it, and he just takes another half a little step, and that buys him the extra little half a yard he needs, and then the finish is absolutely sublime. The only thing that is poor about the whole scenario is that he doesn't celebrate. I can't believe players don't celebrate when they score a goal against their own club. He was only there 2 minutes. If he didn't want to score, if he's not that happy, don't pull the trigger. Pass the ball if that's the case. That's the only thing that lets him down there, because everything else is absolutely spectacular.
Kurt Zuma there, who's defending him, he wouldn't have the benefit of seeing Jesse last year, but surely you would have seen him from afar. You've seen him on TV, you've seen the goals. He wants to come inside on that. He drove him back into the box, and as he kept taking a touch, Zuma was getting deeper and deeper and deeper, cannot move his feet, and it was an easy finish for Jesse Lingard in the end.